going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you probably already know, the brand new mid-season event dropped for Battlefield 2042, releasing a brand new game mode, some, new content that you can grind for, also new stuff in the store, so on and so forth. I went ahead, dove deep into the overall process of this mid-season event, tried out pretty much everything across the board, and I'm here to give my personal opinion and my take on basically everything that they have to offer. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep into the topic of today's video, if you do enjoy what you hear today and want to hear some more commentaries revolving around Call of Duty, Battlefield, or even X-Defined, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification button. We pretty much upload every single day here. Around 8 in the morning, these videos go live. And last but not least, we do stream every day as well, besides Sundays, over on Kick. So if you guys want to get some different vibes, catch me live streaming, see these gameplays and, clips being recorded behind the scenes, and just hang out with the overall community, don't forget you guys can find the link to my Kick channel down in the description of this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now let's dive deep into the mid-season event for Battlefield 2042. Right now, I gotta admit, I'm having a lot of fun playing this event. Now, I don't know if it's going to be able to compete with Modern Warfare 2 2022's event, even though I really want it to. I wanted to destroy Modern Warfare 2's, mid-season event, but realistically, I'm going to have to look at content on both sides, what we're getting, rewards, so on and so forth. I truthfully have to look down into the details. But right now, currently, am I having a good time? Yeah, I'm actually having a blast. So far, the brand new game mode control is pretty interesting. I was really worried about this one, I'll be honest with you, because so far, all the side game modes they have made for this game haven't really intrigued me too much. They feel a little off from Battlefield, if that makes any sense. They're not bad game modes necessarily, but, I always end up going back to either Conquest or Breakthrough, and that's a big problem for me, When a new game mode comes into the mix, I want it to be, just as competitive as any other game mode, like Rush, for example. I'm adding Rush into the permanent playlist, and they did that because it was so much fun. That's what I want to have a brand new game mode. I want a brand new game mode that is so good, so well designed, that it's, popular enough that it might get permanently added into the mix. And this game mode right here, it might not be the best of the best, but it's probably the best that I've seen introduced in any of these mid-season events. Basically, the way that I would kind of describe it, it's a mix of Hardpoint and Conquest, okay? That's all it really is. It doesn't really have too many rotating sectors. It does rotate every so often, but it's still fun. The game starts off with something like maybe 4 or 5, maybe even 6 sectors, and then it, dwindles down to 3 or something of that sort, maybe 4, and then it dwindles down to 2, and then it dwindles down to 1 final sector. They don't shuffle around every 5 seconds. They're not constantly rotating. No, it's like, basically the sectors drop. You are allowed to be on that sector until all the points have been sucked out of that sector, and then once the points are sucked out of the sector, it goes away. So it doesn't rotate until basically a team removes all the tickets from the sector. So like I said, think of it as Conquest, because for the time being until the sectors get removed, everybody's going to be fighting for the flags. It's not really like you're either attacking or defending, you're doing both. You can either go attack other people's flags that they're taking control of, or I guess the sectors that they're taking control of, or you could stay on your sector and defend it for as long as you can and make sure nobody else takes it. It's basically Conquest until the tickets are completely dwindled down on the one sector, and then it turns into Hardpoint where it shuffles the sectors and puts it into a different location, which they aren't shuffled. I should mention that they're not randomized. They're put in very set locations, so you are allowed to memorize them, and you can honestly act ahead of time. Like I said, just like in Hardpoint, you can act ahead of time. If you know where the sectors are going to rotate to, you can act ahead of time and get to those sectors before the rest of the crowd shows up. Now, there is a little twist to it, obviously, if you've read the details about the game mode. When you do sit on these, Conquest objectives, or whatever you want to call them, satellites, sector, I don't care what you call them, honestly. When you do take down the ticket points, or whatever's on those actual sectors, those points are to be used for vehicles. So, yes, this game mode's very vehicle spammy. You're going to be seeing choppers 24/7, tanks 24/7, brawlers 24/7, mavs 24/7. You're going to be seeing absolutely everything, nonstop. Now, it's not that bad, honestly. It just adds to the chaotic vibes, and I kind of do enjoy it. And it also makes people want to play OBJ because that is, how you get vehicles. And honestly, this is how getting vehicles should have been done in the first place with the plus menu. You should be able to work up your points just like in Battlefield 5 by playing OBJ, doing OBJ stuff, helping out your team. And as you do this stuff, you accumulate more points, which you can then call in cool things, vehicles, bombs, whatever you want. That's how it should have been day one, but that's how it is in this specific game mode. I wouldn't mind if they took this over. When they add in the new squad point system. I don't know when they're going to do that, hopefully soon. But I wouldn't mind if they take this system right here and just implement it for the time being until they can, overall put in a squad point system. But at the end of the day, I think it's cool. It's fun for people who enjoy vehicles because you're always going to be getting vehicles. It's fun for infantry players because it's always a constant flow of infantry combat, especially when you get down to the final sector and everybody collides for the very last one. It's just absolutely insane. I mean, tons of fun, tons of action. Again, it's what Battlefield is about, and these are the game modes that I want them to focus on. I don't want them to focus on game modes that are trying to tap into other markets. I want them to focus on game modes that really, put a huge emphasis on Battlefield. That's what I want. Now, moving on from the game mode, the actual content that you get. I'll be honest, I don't care about anything else besides weapon skins and character skins. You do get a calling card and something else of some sorts, I don't know. But the M5 weapon skin is beautiful. It's gorgeous, and I'm extremely happy with it. It took me about, 2 to maybe 2.5 hours of constant grinding on Battlefield 2042 to complete the week 1 challenges in one day. So if you are someone with a busy schedule, you're not going to be having any trouble at all. You can probably hop on 3, 4, 5 different times for 10, 20, 30-minute sessions and be able to easily run through these challenges. Well, I can't say 10, 20 because these matches last 25, 30 minutes, but you can hop on for a match or two and easily be able to run through all these challenges. It runs off of ribbons, so you don't have to do anything too complex. All you got to do is just play the game, play it how it should be played, whether you're spawning people, capturing OBJs, getting kills, dropping meds, whatever you're doing, whatever way you want to get a ribbon, that's how you go ahead and do it, and you get it done in a blink of an eye. So you don't have to stress about any long grinds. Battlefield 2042 is notorious for giving, the consumers very friendly ways of grinding through their, progression systems, whether it's the Battle Pass or these mid-season events, so don't stress about it. It should be just a walk in the park for you. But I do got to be honest, I feel like this mid-season event is kind of lackluster. I feel like we could have either had, the Hourglass rework put into this or, more weapon reworks, because don't forget, the ARs have, had Bloom basically introduced into the gun, or whatever you want to, call what the change was. But the rest of the, weapons haven't been touched yet. They still can be sprayed like no tomorrow and land shots from halfway across the map. Something like that would have been very welcome. They said they're going to be working on the LMG Bloom next. Well, I mean, it would have been really cool to see that, made it into this mid-season update. Or, like I said, the Hourglass rework, that's been in the works for a very long time. Maybe it needs a little bit more time in the oven. I'm not sure. But, again, that would have really helped with the longevity of this, mid-season event. Me, personally, I enjoy the gameplay right now at Battlefield 2042, so obviously I'm going to return. But from the perspective of someone, returning because of this event and this event only, it's only going to keep them for a little bit. It'll only take them a day, maybe 2 days, if they're very busy, to be able to finish all the content for week 1. And they'll probably go about their business and not even bother coming back until week 2 when, the next bit of content drops, and then that's going to be it. I might have heard, I don't know if it's true, correct me in the comments section, but I might have heard that during the week 2 content of this mid-season event, we will be seeing the Hourglass rework. And if that's the case, then, I take back everything I just said, and that's phenomenal, outstanding. I don't mind waiting another week as long as it still comes with this current event. I think that'll be great. But if it doesn't, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a good thing if it's a little afterwards, this event, because then we have this event to keep us active, and then, once this event dies, then what are we going to do? Maybe that'll be a good time to spark it back up with the Hourglass. The event dies, and then Hourglass comes out, and then we're right back into the game again. But the more the merrier, in my personal opinion, We've been here for the whole cycle. We've been here for the whole, repair of Battlefield 2042. We watched it from the beginning to end. We've pretty much gotten everything across the board fixed up. We are in a time now where I think content is king. Updates are cool and all, these game modes are cool and all, but we need some maps, we need some weapons, I remember the day where they said they're going to continuously keep adding portal weapons, They said, every so often, every other update, they're going to add another portal weapon into the actual core game. It'll be nice to see some more portal weapons, maybe even portal games introduced into the overall mix. It's obviously work, but, that's the job they signed up for, to do this type of work. So, all of this type of stuff would really keep the community active. But that's really the only complaint I have. It's just, it doesn't feel like it's going to be something that keeps my interest too long if it wasn't just for the gameplay itself. I'll be hopping on because, again, I have homies that enjoy playing this game. I have people that I know that enjoy playing this game. So, they'd rather play this than COD, and I'll gladly squad up with them in this. But other than that, if I'm hopping on solo or something, or if I just want a reason to hop back into the game, there's not really any other reason besides getting the quick, weekly missions and then bouncing out of your way. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a massive favor. Make sure you go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below, if, of course, you played this brand new event, on what you think of it. Do you enjoy the game mode? Do you like the camos? Do you like the grind? Do you think it's a good grind? Do you think the grind could be a bit harder? What do you think some tweaks to the game mode should be? And do you even think the game mode might potentially be a permanent, banger? Or if it's just going to be something that will be forgotten about in maybe a week or two, maybe even up to a month. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Bombs, I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and the notification button. Also, on chat with this two-way, do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.